Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're live on Level Next GG, the official home of collegiate esports. We're kicking things off with Madden, and I've got two great commentators joining me tonight. You know the man in the middle, representing Carolina. We got the one great user, and on the far right, you know him as the voice of Appalachian State. We've got Adam B. Witten back on the mic. We just crushed 2 heats, gentlemen, and that means we are less than halfway through the show. It's now time to kick off the SEC, and here's a banger to start with LSU versus Texas A&M.
Yeah, just like we talked about in our second heat, Puckett, these conference heats, SEC especially, you get so many great rivalries. LSU, Texas A&M, we're going to see some schools that love going against each other, play some great games on the gridiron that are going to face off here. And what a cool experience for these guys that we're going to talk about here in just a minute to represent their schools in these intra-conference showdowns. Auburn, Georgia, that's a huge rivalry in college football that we'll see here tonight.
One of the best in the business. Also going to see Ole Miss versus Vanderbilt. And user, I know you're pretty fired up for this Vanderbilt game because we've got a familiar face. A Madden pro is in the building, just 19 years old, a college student who's looking to make some money here playing in the collegiate tournament.
Yeah, I think this is Justin from TNC. I'm not 100% sure. Hopefully the chat can give me confirmation.
Where's my man Wint
sure.
at? Yeah. We need confirmation. Is this the right Justin?
Wint, come on in here, man.
Justin Emmanuel from Vanderbilt University. That is a yes. A confirmation. I just got it from the back. And sorry, Adam, to step on your toes there, but already a touchdown in the first 2 minutes coming out of Justin.
Yeah, Justin wasting no time playing with the Packers and getting the early touchdown lead as we jump to another one. This is Texas A&M against LSU. Another one using the Bucks here, but this is A&M with the ball. Or LSU with the ball, playing with the Seahawks. LSU's Matt Eckert, Texas A&M represented by Matthew Dean. Matt at the controls on offense, a senior from LSU, majoring in professional sales.
Nice. That was a big play right there, but I can tell y'all right now from what I'm seeing from these two guys, this is going to be a good game. This game right here. Hell yeah.
What did you see right there?
This is the one you're watching.
It's first off, the guy on defense is running double A gap, and the guy on offense knows the double A gap, hey, is a good run defense. So he came out in bunch, and he already had his personnel set up to audible down to the I-form stretch, and that's what he got a touchdown on. That was a great adjustment to the adjustment, so I can already tell that both of these guys know what they're doing.
All right, LSU and Texas A&M, one of our battles to watch. We have a third one kicking off right now. This is Auburn and Georgia. Before we talk about the players, we've got to talk about this rivalry. Adam, for a man who commentates collegiate sports as a profession, this is one of the best rivalries in the game.
Yeah, this is Auburn's second biggest rival. I mean, Auburn and Alabama is the biggest rivalry for those two schools, but Auburn and Georgia is a huge rivalry in the South in the SEC. And so for the students of these two teams, Austin Crowley of Auburn, Joseph Kopchko of Georgia, those two guys facing off against each other, you know that they're feeling a little something extra going into this one.
Going to be Georgia's turn on offense. And user, I need to get the instant user review here as we take a look at their first offense. Tell me what you see from these guys. Right now we know LSU and Texas A&M is going to be tight, but give me the early read after a few plays here.
All right. What I'm watching right now. Okay, this ain't it. This ain't it.
This ain't it.
This ain't it. Neither guy, because I'm looking at their offense. My guy's running 3-4. You know, so I'm like, okay, this is not it. So then I saw my guy go 5 wide. I was expecting the empty Saints look. Maybe he knew about the 5 wide where he can run the cover 3 beaters with the slot guys, but he came out here running, looked like curls out of 5 wide. I'm like, nah, this is not it.
Understood. Let's take a look at LSU and Texas A&M. We saw the defense from Texas now on the attack.
And this is Matthew Dean. This is one you have your eyes on, user. This is going to be a very well-played game.
Correct. And I can already tell you I'm watching both of these guys play. They're running the big nickel. They're running a lot of meta offense and defense. That's why I said this is going to be a good game. Both of these guys are in Carolina, bunch offset. Both of these guys, I'm not sure. I think they're in, I know the one guy is in the Dolphins defensive book. I'm not too sure what this other guy defensive book is.
Back over to the Auburn-Georgia game. And this is going to be our first score in the first quarter. Georgia getting on the board first.
Nice run stick right there. Being patient. It takes a lot to be able to run the ball. A lot of people, you know, they disrespect Joke and all those other guys that run the ball well. But I know a lot of good pro man players that cannot run the ball well. Bugatti Boots is one of them.
That's a big boy walking that one in.
Getting over to this game just in time to see the tying score as Matthew Dean of Texas A&M. Sophomore out of Spring, Texas. Representing the Aggies, and a tight score in that one early on.
Over to Ole Miss, Vanderbilt.
Locking up.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is the pro back at work. Second time on offense after scoring on his opening drive. And when you're breaking down a pro's gameplay, can you just point out what are the instant things you're seeing here, user? Because like, I want to know what separates them and what is the expected final score. I just need to get some early predictions here because we're going to be watching this for a while. Just 3 games currently going on.
Okay. Most of the difference between a pro is very decisive, and he takes what you give him. As you see, Justin, he's taking a flat. He's not even hesitating. As soon as you see the flat's open, he's taking it, and he knows that he can get anywhere from 10 to 15 yards off that flat if you do not cover it. And that's what pros do. They take what you give them. They're very decisive. A lot of people think being a pro is you know, being very glitzy and glamorous. It's not. It's just taking what the defense gives you, making the right reads, and being efficient.
There's the right read there for another score.
From another touchdown from Justin, back to Auburn and Georgia. This time it's going to be Auburn with the ball. Starting on their 20.
And so, like my guy right now, he's running bunch. But the plays he is dialing up in bunch, they are not it.
So he like read the meta cliff notes.
Yeah. So I mean, like some people they try to bluff you. They're like the imposter. They're sus. You know what I'm saying? You see him out there in bunch, you're like, he might know what he's doing. But then when you look at the play art, you be like, no. Just him drawing this play up, I know he doesn't know what he's doing.
And after the turnover, Georgia
Not
back
say
to
he
work.
doesn't know what he's doing, but he's not a pro.
Already up 7-0. And in the red zone after the interception, Joseph Kopsho of Georgia. He's a freshman, working on a Bachelor of Education degree. Just 18 years old, but here representing the Georgia Bulldogs. Finding Carson on the outside for 4 yards. Such a fierce rivalry in college football this game is, Auburn and Georgia. Fun to see guys from rival schools go up against each other in a big stakes game like this. Third and 4 coming up.
Wonder if he's gonna run that inside zone again and try to pick up a pass out this trip tight end.
Let's see, they got Carson over there. Metcalf in motion, out wide to the left.
Nice.
Very precise.
Look at low ball there and lay down possession, coach.
Move the chains, and now it's 1st and goal. Looking for the end zone. Metcalf got it. DK Metcalf scores. And Joseph Kopsho from Georgia takes a 14-0 lead late in the first quarter.
Feeling good, up 14. Let's go to the tied game. This is LSU versus Texas A&M. User said the match to watch, and so far he has not been wrong. Another big play going out to the left, and that's going to be another first down as Seattle is driving for LSU.
Yeah, LSU on the move with Matt Eckert. He's a senior majoring in professional sales.
See both of these guys running a double A gap, trying to mix it up, see if they can catch their opponent off guard. Right there. Oh,
No, couldn't get it. First incompletion for Russell Wilson.
Going audible down to the. Okay, so audible
Defense
down to the
adjusting.
Out of weak slot.
Yeah, Carson between the tackles, good yardage there, setting up 3rd and short. Coming down to the end of the first quarter in this one. In a tie game at 7, LSU against Texas A&M in our SEC heat. They'll take it down to the end of the quarter. They're down 3, loading up. Wilson's got to get rid of it quickly. He does.
Nice.
And that'll set up 1st and goal.
As you see these guys running mesh post, there was, most of the time people motion over that slot guy at him and try to see if they can, hit him with the motion slant. But sometimes I like people just snapping mesh post. Sometimes you just have to snap it and catch the opponent off guard, and that's what he does, taking the fullback to the flat, almost scoring a touchdown, taking it down to the 1-yard line.
Fullback up the middle, and they punch it in. And LSU goes in front.
Let's jump out of that one to another SEC battle. This is going to be Austin Crowley from Auburn with the ball.
There's the crosser. Threw it behind him. When you throw that crosser, the crosser's open. That's not a bad read, but he has to throw that down and away just in case. No, if anybody gets it, it's his receiver or the ball's going out of bounds.
Did he intercept that ball, user?
Yeah, he did intercept that ball.
Oof. That's a tremendous play. And boy, Seattle now with a chance. And the Georgia Bulldogs, opportunity to go up big early in this one. They can go up 3 scores before the end of the quarter. Greg Olsen near the red zone.
Joseph isn't playing any games out here. He's locking up on defense, being real explosive. I'm wondering if he's about to put the true clock on and say, hey, man, let's go ahead and start working this clock a little bit. We're going to go up 3 possessions. Pump fake.
Pump short to the end zone. Almost picked.
That should have been an interception. That's a bad read by Georgia right there.
A little greedy there, maybe?
He probably thinking he's going to break open on that seam, but, you got to – a lot of times people throw the ball and anticipate. You got to make sure he's open before you let that thing go.
Yeah, it's a smart play there on 2nd and 10. Set up 3rd and short. On the last play of the quarter, the Georgia Bulldogs with a 2-touchdown lead over the Auburn Tigers in our 3rd heat, this SEC heat, 3rd heat of the night. 3rd and 2. Lockett for the 1st down. Screen left, screen right, move the chains.
Yeah, that's the bubble screen. You might hear me call that bubble gum or bubble screen because, that's basically what it is.
On the ground to Carson. Inside the 5, it'll be 2nd and goal. Trying to really gain control in this first half. Chance to go up by 3 touchdowns early in the 2nd quarter for Joseph Kopshow, playing for the Georgia Bulldogs.
Inside zone, the read option, and Russell Wilson keeps it and walks in for the touchdown.
Just a perfect read.
Gentlemen, let's jump it back over to Justin. He's already got 14 on the board, and he wants more for Vanderbilt.
Yeah, Justin, this is what TNC has been doing for the past couple of weeks. They have been delivering a beating to anybody that steps up to them.
How big is that crew?
They got a good amount of people in that crew. I think they got at least about 15, 16 players in that crew. I can't name all of them, but I know Manu's in there. He plays in the club championship for the Carolina Panthers coming up Tuesday. I think he's going to be the one that takes down that club. You got D-Croft. D-Croft beat Young Kid. You got Penguin. So you got a whole bunch of players in that crew that's solid. that's been doing good this year in the clubs and in the MCS.
And with 44 seconds to go in the second quarter, Justin Emmanuel has been in control of this one for the entire first half. Rogers, another score. So smooth on offense, very efficient, and a 3-touchdown lead.
From Justin Emmanuel's touchdown over to Matthew Dean from Texas A&M, trailing by 7. It's his turn on the attack.
That's a pick.
You called it. Into double coverage, and the interception. Matt Eckert of LSU with a touchdown advantage gets the pick, and they'll have it near midfield early in the second quarter.
That wasn't a bad play. You know, he ran flood. Flood is a cover 3 beater, but sometimes the cornerback, they can end up playing the coverage. They don't really play things consistently on this Madden 21. So sometimes you really have to look and see, okay, did the cornerback bite on that out route the way he's supposed to? And he bit, but he didn't fully commit, and that's why he threw an interception.
All right on the 50, 2nd and 8. Pressure comes to Wilson and forces the incompletion. Nice call on the blitz there from the edge.
3rd and 8, let's see what he dials up. PA dig fork. That's the play that I was telling you about, the play action play. All right, so he's running mesh post. He's going to max protect. He's going to block, slant that outside receiver. He was expecting the blitz. He missed his read with the slant. He's going to throw it. Good playmaker up. Route bounce.
And you can see it. Antoine Winfield Jr. on defense made just a little bit of a commitment to chase after Russell Wilson, and that allowed the receiver to get open for the first down. Got to respect the run when you're playing against Seattle, especially out of the quarterback position. Carson, not much there. But LSU and Matt Eckert with the ball on top. They've got it after an interception.
You notice LSU has the 2 clock on. He's saying this is going to be the last possession of this half.
He's going to try to take it all the way down to the end of the half, huh?
Correct. See if he can get one more first down, make Texas use their timeouts, kick 3, and I think that's what he's really trying to do right here. But this 3rd and 8 is really pivotal for him to really, if that's what he was wanting to do to milk this, he needs to convert this 3rd and 8.
Yeah, big play.
I like the play called flood. Gonna have him on the inside. Nice.
Metcalf gets open over the middle. Boy, that was a dart, or a dot as you call it, right? Was that a dot?
Dot. That's a dot.
Okay.
Flood is a dot. You make the right read. It's definitely a dot.
And now all of a sudden, LSU and Matt Eckert, they'll really have a chance to run this to the end of the half before they get points. That was a big 3rd down conversion. On the ground to Carson. Not using any timeouts. Clock keeps moving.
You know, sometimes this situation, a lot of people say, hey, man, you should go ahead and burn your timeouts. You know, I would start burning my timeouts because at the end of the day, my opponent has 3 timeouts. So it's not really like he's going to, you know, mismanage the clock because he has 3 timeouts. But if he didn't have any timeouts, I wouldn't have burnt those timeouts because I want to see if he's going to manage this clock right. And a lot of times players can end up messing up and manage the clock wrong and don't get any points.
So far, so good. Down to 30 seconds, 1st and goal. And there's 6. Pretty well done, although they did leave a little time on the clock. Is that going to be enough to maybe get some points before the half for Texas A&M?
He has all 3 timeouts. He can definitely get some points.
Meanwhile, Auburn's got to find something here, down 21-0. Got the ball at the 2-minute warning of the second quarter. Austin Crowley of Auburn. On the ground to Jones.
These games.
Well, here we go. Kind of a similar situation here, user trying to manage the clock appropriately at the end of the half.
Correct, but if I'm down 21, I'm trying to score as fast as I can to see if I can get this guy.
You're trying to get maybe 2 scores before the half?
Correct. That's a big play, fighting for a touchdown.
Yeah, that is enormous for Austin Crowley and Auburn. Down 21-7. Maybe a chance to get more before the end of the half with some timeouts remaining.
It's bouncing back over to the match of Heat 3. It's LSU and Texas A&M, just a 1 possession differential. And it's going to be Texas A&M going for 3 here, gentlemen.
Ryan Suckup from 47. All right, so that cuts to 4. Still plenty of time to go. Get the points when you can.
And, you know, these games are long, but they're not that long because of the 40-second play clock. That's the big difference in playing regs and full mud.
And back to our guy, Justin Emmanuel. Now up 4 scores in the 4th quarter.
Okay, Justin, we know you're a pro, bro. You got it. You got it. We know. 28-0, we know you're tough.
Is there a way you can
impressive?
Is there a way you can style on your opponent? You're up by 4 touchdowns. Like, how do you just showcase your skills? Is there a difficult play or just a real risky move that you can pull off against less familiar players?
You know, the funny thing is in the Madden community, you really don't get cool points and skill points for blowing out a bot or somebody that's not good, you know? You really only get cool points when you beat somebody that's good.
Okay.
And you're able to win in a hell game. Like, we really don't, like, if you're playing somebody that's not good and you're blowing them out, we don't really respect that, like, you styling and dancing. I'm like, all right, bro, like, he ain't no good. Like, what's the point?
I would get thrown out of the Madden community so quick. I used to only beat down kids in the Halo 1, guys. No shooting required. Can I get everyone in the chat while watching the 3 box? Can everyone in the chat please send good luck to I Kill the Hype, who says, I haven't even received Derwin James tokens. It's annoying and frustrating. He's having a bad day. It's the day before Thanksgiving. We should all be smiling right now. Send the positive energy his way right now as we're checking in. Once again, Auburn and Georgia, just a 1 possession game. It's a blowout for Justin as he leads Vanderbilt 28-0 over Ole Miss, I should say. And Texas A&M and LSU, that's just a 4-point difference in the top left.
I Kill the Hype. I'm going to say this one time and one time only. Listen, everybody in the chat, if you are not getting your drops, make sure your account is linked. They had some problems earlier this week. You had to desync and link and unlink your account. So if you haven't been getting your drops, make sure you link and unlink your account because you probably should have had somebody.
One great user's got your back, guys. Unlink it, link it up again, and you should be good to go. And so should be Seattle as we enter the 4th quarter. We'll put 5 more minutes on the clock. They have the lead, looking to score another time here. Adam Witten, take it back.
Yeah, 2 of these 3 games, Puckett, looks like they could go down to the wire, including this one, although Seattle's got the ball with the lead. And a 2nd and short here. LSU with the ball, Matt Eckert with LSU, Matthew Dean with Texas A&M. And a fresh set of downs early in the 4th. How much clock management comes into play here? You still got 4 minutes to go, but you got the lead and you're driving. How much clock management comes into play here, user?
It's major. This is the most important part of the game, clock management. A lot of people lose the game because they don't know how to manage the clock well. One of the best players of all time, Problem Right, I say this all the time, his greatest skill isn't his defense or his offense. Yes, he's great, but he knows how to manage the game so well.
We're going to bounce out of this one, guys. It's Auburn driving again. They're down 7. We'll see what they can put together. That's nice.
He was down 21-0.
I was going to say, this is a little comeback going here for Austin Crowley of Auburn. It was 21-0. But here's Auburn down 7. Making this a really good one here late in the 3rd.
Come on, Austin. You got to fight for your name now. You got to fight for your name.
Yeah, this is a senior versus a freshman, guys. Austin Crowley going up against Joseph Kopshaw.
Yeah, wide open, but he pass leads it in the middle. Picked off.
Oh, and that is a big, big turnover in the end zone. Auburn had a chance to tie this game up, but turning it over late in the third quarter, that's a big play.
Second and 8. He needs to get a stop right here. Running that mesh post defense. As he hit the running back, he does a good D on the slant across. You got to get some pressure on him right now. You can't send him though.
Yep. Again, worried about Russell Wilson, and you leave somebody open.
And really what he should have did, he had good defense. He should have committed his user instead of sending the closest defender to him, because his user wasn't guarding anybody.
Now time starting to run out on Texas A&M. If they don't get a stop here, if they can't hold to at least a field goal, it's going to be game, set, and match for LSU. 2 minutes to play, all 3 timeouts for both teams. First and goal, LSU. Looking to go up by 2 scores.
It'll be a touchdown.
Off tackle to the left, Carson to the end zone.
Yeah, and that 3-3-5 wide defense, it's a solid defense. But
Got to go back over to Justin Emanuel. Sorry to cut you off. I asked if you could embarrass your opponent in Madden, or what you could do. The producer told me this one's icky. Okay, that was just nice and clean. To Adams. Talking about Justin Emanuel, though, this is a guy who's in the MCS. He's 9-4 for his MCS all-time record. Just 19 years old. I want to know, like, what is the average age of a pro Madden player? And is it like the FPSs where you're at your prime between 19 and 21 and then fall off when you get the old man hands? Or can you still hang late in your 20s, even early 30s?
You can still hang late in your 20s, early 30s, but I'm going to tell you, them young boys, the 16 and 17-year-olds, whew, boy, they're stick, and the way they can adjust on the fly, you know, they really got it going. But I would say that prime age is between 20 and 24. That's what I would say. But the 16-year-olds are good. They have the best stick, but they don't know how to really manage the game and play it smart.
Big drive here, fellas. Auburn with the ball, down by 7. Under 3 to go. Moving the chains again.
My guy Crowley got another stop.
They were down 21-0 for the Auburn Tigers. Played by Austin Crowley.
Does he take the drag?
Rogers.
He does.
Yep. Not much yardage there, but clock continues to move. 2:15, 2nd and 5. Couple there. 3rd and 4. Maybe take this one down to the 2-minute warning here. User, I gotta ask, if Austin Crowley can get this in the end zone, you kicking the extra point, you going for 2?
If I'm Austin Crowley, I'm kicking the extra point. I was down 21-0. Obviously, I found something. I see something because, hey, I've done stopped them, 3 times in a row.
Well, here's a big play, 4th and 1 now.
R1.
We'll throw for it. Got him. Jones scores. A lot of time left, though. But Auburn has come back from a 21-0 deficit. And with this extra point from Mason Crosby, Austin Crowley of Auburn has tied the game.
We got to get back to that one soon, but here's a look at the kick coming in from Texas A&M. That's going to bring it to 20-28. They're banking on a touchdown somehow in the final minute, as well as a 2-point conversion. But it's going to be tough with LSU set to lock this one up. We'll be bouncing back and forth to our 3 games going on here in the SEC. User, sorry to cut you off. What were you going to say there?
That was a smart play by that guy right there. The kick it, the field goal with a minute left in the game with all 3 of his timeouts. So, hey, man, if I can get 1 stop, I'll still have a minute left in the game.
Oh, and that looked like a drop there from DK Metcalf. As Joseph Kopsho, who was up 21-0 in this game, Auburn has come all the way back. Wouldn't expect anything else in this rivalry matchup between Auburn and Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia is feeling it right now. I know he has to be upset he was up 21 and has let this person come all the way back. Picked off.
Oh, and a pick. Boy, you feel that Joseph might just be shaken here, giving up that 21-0 advantage, throwing an interception with 1:32 to go, and now Auburn can run some clock and maybe go for a last-second field goal.
Correct. And you hate to see it. Up 21 and a blow a lead like that.
Meanwhile, over there on our left, we may have just seen the final nail in the LSU Texas A&M game.
Matt Eckert?
Yeah.
Hey, I got it right.
Nailed
in
it.
the chat. Wow.
First down and into field goal range. 1:19 left. 1:06.
Austin needs to run this ball 3 straight times, kick a field goal. GG's in the chat.
Boom. Yep, and Seattle only has 2 more timeouts. What a comeback this would be for Austin Crowley and Auburn.
All right, guys, while we're going to watch this ball being ran, I was just thinking about DK Metcalf. And then I was remembering A.J. Brown's play this past weekend. And then I remembered Mike Evans carrying 4 players into the end zone. So who would you rather lose a fight to? DK Metcalf, Mike Evans, or Mr. A.J. Brown?
I don't want to lose a fight to nobody.
Yeah.
Why is this a
Why do we have to lose a fight to somebody?
I was going to say, who do you want to fight? And then I was just going to say, let's just assume we lose. Gamers, and we got to protect our hands, right?
He said just assume we
I want to stay here behind the microphone.
I'm hiding from DK. I will tell you that. And I know I can't run from him, so I just got to hide from DK. That man's a beast.
This thing gonna assume I'm gonna take the flood now. Ain't no way I'm gonna assume I'm gonna take the fade now. Okay,
How about this? How about this, fellas?
6'5".
Austin Crowley has come all the way back to take the lead, 24-21. User, is there enough time here? 24 seconds, no timeouts.
There's enough time for him to get 3, but not 7. If he's smart, he's going to use the sideline. And they have to be quick and efficient. You can't be wasting time trying to look and wait for a route bounce. If everything's covered, throw it away and get to the next down.
This is our final game on the board in this SEC heat. And it is a tremendous finish. 24 unanswered for Austin Crowley and Auburn.
Nice. And he gets out of bounds.
Perfect.
He needs one
That's
more of those.
Exactly what they needed. 19 seconds left. They get another one like that, that'll put them in range. No timeouts for Georgia.
If I was him, I would play that sideline on the left if he's going to man him up. But he's leaving that corner open on the left. So I think he's in
Did he
bounds.
haul that one in?
No, incomplete.
Incomplete. Probably better that it was incomplete because the clock would have kept moving there.
Mm-hmm. This is major. He has to get out of bounds or this is the last play of the game.
Spreading them out on 2nd and 10. Can Georgia get off the mat after blowing a 21-0 lead? Wilson throws it away. We're down to 11 seconds left.
That's good. He saw everything was covered, got the ball out of his hand quick. He still has a chance to throw a dot, hit the sideline, and get out of bounds and kick a field goal.
How many yards does he need here?
Probably about 12. And I think he's going to
Might have it right there.
Man
But doesn't get out of bounds. Greg Olsen doesn't get out of bounds. Clock ticking away, and that's going to do it.
The veteran with a huge mistake right there, gentlemen. Tough finish right there. At the end of it, it's going to be Auburn 24-21 over Georgia. Fun show so far. We've seen the SEC, we've seen the Big Ten, we've seen a whole bunch of mixed games there in our first heat, and we have one more heat to go. That's going to be the Big 12 coming up next. So far, though, user, we got to weigh in after 3 heats. Justin with a 38-point victory has to be the most impressive win, right?
Definitely has to be the most impressive win. I mean, we knew he was going to do good. 38-0. I was expecting better because, of course, he's playing somebody whooped everybody at another school. So we expected some competition, but Justin just showing you why he's a Madden pro.
Dominant performance from the 19-year-old sophomore over the senior there, Dylan Hale, as Justin gets his first win in conference play. Also, shout out to Auburn's Austin Crowley, down 0-21, comes back and wins this one 24-21 over Joseph Kopshow. It's been great, but we have more games coming your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Before the break, though, I got to give a shout out to a few people in the chat. First of all, Josh B2316, congratulations on cooking dinner. Thank you for celebrating with us. I hope your turkey turns out fantastic. Also, majority of the chat agreed that they would rather lose a fight to DK Metcalf for some reason. And shout out to Big Timmy, who hit me with a whisper, said, at least it's not Myles Garrett. He used helmets, not fists. That's going to be it for us for now for Heat 3. We're taking a break. We come back. We got Heat 4. It's the Big 12, baby.